Aloha. Before we get started with today's episode, I want to apologize. You will notice that in this episode, it's a bit different than usual. What happened was I screwed up. When we recorded this session, we record these sessions in two halves, in two parts. And when we recorded the session, I absent-mindedly changed the output for the player audio in Discord. And so the player audio from Discord was completely non-existent. That is my bad, that is my fault, and I am sorry. I apologize. It was a complete screw-up. I figured out my mistake about 10 minutes into the second half of the session. What I did was, during editing, I put together a condensed version of what happened the first half and just added that onto the beginning of the second half. So it'll go through that first, and then it will go into the second half, and it will go back to normal there. I'm sorry this happened, and what can I say? We all make mistakes. Enjoy today's episode, for whatever it's worth. Tirana. This is a world where magic comes alive, where people live alongside mystical creatures with magical powers. These creatures are known to all as Mystimon. Some fear these creatures, but others imprint them and call upon them to fight by their side. Mystimon are found all over this world, but this world is under siege by forces from beyond and within. Ghosts, demons, horrific eldritch terrors from beyond this world, and an evil cult worshipping unknowable and terrible beings. Now, an enigmatic group of investigators sets out to stop these incursions and defend the world from the terrors of the void as they work to end the machinations of a madman in Mystimon Saga Hidden Archives. Aloha, welcome back to Mystimon Saga. This is Mystimon Saga Hidden Archives, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play. I am your host and Game Master GM Seth, aka Seth R. Mitchell, and I am the writer and creator of this vast world. As Ada pointed out, as Twilight pointed out, we have applied the new published changes for the Witch Warper, so she is no longer on the playtest version. She is now on the published version. And one of those changes is, finally, you have expert in perception, as it should be at your level. What the hell was Paizo thinking shafting you with only trained perception at level 13? What the hell, Paizo? I want an answer to that right now, Paizo. What the hell? That is bizarre. Yeah, that's the important one. That's the big important one. I want an answer. What the hell were they thinking? Everyone else has at least expert in perception at 13th level. Everyone else. What were you thinking, Paizo? This kind of brings up that common meme I see a lot with showing the Paizo logo, and right below it says, "Why Paizo?" It's mind-boggling. Anyways, Ira is one day strolling through the market district with Koi when she breaks away from her for just a moment to find a gift to buy for her. She's perusing jewelry out of a car stand, checking out necklaces and earrings, deciding what she wants to buy for Koi, when she happens to look up for just a moment when she hears someone scream out in the massive crowd. Toward her left, when all of a sudden, her eyes fall upon a man walking away from her, about 10 feet away from her. Immediately, she drops the item she's looking at as she rushes to catch up with the man. The man turns to his right and walks right down an alley, and as he does, for a moment, she catches a glimpse of his face. No way, it can't be, she says to herself as she rushes to catch after him. But as she turns down the alley, she saw him go down. She stops. He's gone. Vanished. With no trace. Could that really have been him? If so, where could he be now? Where has he been all this time? I forgot to talk to Luna. Later, she is talking with her mother, and Luna says, "There's no way that could have been your father. I'm sorry. I know this is hard for you to accept. I don't want to accept it either, but he's gone," says Luna. She's rushing to get to a council meeting. Now, I really need to get to this meeting. We can talk more about this later. Well, why do you still refuse to tell me what really happened to him? What happened, really? Can you give me that at least? Says Ira. Luna sighs as she stops looking out the window of her office. We had gone to Maona that day. You decided to stay and breathe. We were out on the lookout point of Mount Killua, and there had been a lot of earthquakes that day from the Dragon Lords fighting, and I guess the cliff we were on was unstable, and as Freslor flew by, Ira stops her. You saw Freslor? Luna sighs. Yeah, we saw all of the Dragon Lords. You know, all 10 were there. Anyway, as Freslor flew by, the cliff we were on suddenly collapsed, and we both fell. Freslor caught me, but just barely missed your father, and he fell into the tree canopy below. Freslor dropped me off down there, and I looked around for what must have been hours, but I couldn't find any trace. I feared perhaps a chasm opened up and the earth swallowed him. As I said, the Dragon Lord's war, the island was very unstable. What you saw in Olympus was nothing compared to Mona. Freslor taught you? Says Ira. She takes a seat. Yes, I did find it coincidental that the very dragon who saved my life was to become yours, that you were to imprint it, says Luna. I'm sorry, Ira. Believe me, I looked everywhere, but there was no way anyone could have survived that fall. Even if somehow the trees broke his fall, I doubt they could have broken his fall enough to save him. I know this is hard to accept, and believe me, I miss him every single day, but he is gone. Perhaps if we had a proper funeral service for him, that might help. But believe me, Ira, I miss him so much. I see him everywhere too. And every single time I want so much for it to really be him. But he looked so much like him. Luna smiles. I've had the same thing happen to me so many times. Every single day. I loved your father more than you ever know. But you want to know something? She says. She sits directly across from her. I can see him right now, in you. You look so much like him, it's uncanny. You definitely got his looks. And his brains. Ira groans and rolls her eyes. Then she pauses. Maybe a funeral service would help. Yeah, I'll see about setting something up when this council session's over and I have a moment to breathe. Now, you run along to school now. Don't want to be late for class. Why not? I'm always late. Chloe's always making me water her flowers. Drives me nuts. She has way too many flowers, says Ira. She stands. Why do I have to water them all? If they die, she could just conjure new ones. Luna laughs. That's called marriage. Get used to it. Run along now. Makoto, when you are asleep one night, you have this weird dream. The sky above is dark. You hear hushed screams, hushed voices. People sneaking through a dark corridor in a city street. A city street you cannot recognize. Suddenly, they're screaming as a spotlight comes upon them as strangely armored guards are chasing after them. Then comes a fireball as it explodes before the guards, as a man wearing a bandana over his mouth rushes the two women the guards are pursuing into a sewer. When finally the guards are gone, the man takes off the bandana as he turns to the women. "Are you both all right?" he says as he checks over them. He is white-skinned with a tan, has short-cropped hair, and green eyes. It is suddenly as though he is looking straight at you. "As the sun and moons align in the sky," he says. Then you suddenly awaken. And the next morning, you happen to find Hyokun staring down at the photo of his father. And you notice something familiar about the photo. The man in the photo looks familiar. He hands it to you and unknowingly, okay. As he shows it to you, it's as though a wave of recognition comes over you. The man in the photo is exactly the same man you saw in your vision. And what's more, you have this overwhelming feeling he's alive. Are you sure? Did my mom fucking lie to me again? Gracianne shushes him as she wraps her arms around him. I'm sure your mother likely had no idea. It's really quite possible she doesn't know he's alive, if indeed he is. Remember what she said. He went through a shadow gate and could have ended up anywhere in the universe. If he is indeed alive, we have no idea where he could possibly be. She looks up at you, Mikoto. You should go speak with Kyrene. I'm going to do what I can to keep him calm. You find her getting ready for a council meeting in the morning, and as you tell her about what you saw, she turns away. "If you're going to claim my husband is alive, I ask that you please stop. Please understand. Just speaking of him pains me. It aches my heart. You have no idea how hard it was just to tell Hyokun about him, alas." She says a tear falls from her eye, and she collapses in a chair. "You have no idea how much I want for him to be alive and to step back through that damned gate. You have no idea how much I wish I could lay my eyes upon him again, just to see him again just one more time." She says she begins to cry, but he's not coming back. I had to come to terms with that a long time ago. Okay, that sounds like him. That sounds like his personality. As the sun and moons align in the sky, which doesn't have any meaning to you. She suddenly looks at you wide-eyed. How did... She turns away as she collapses to her hands and knees. "There's no way you could have possibly known that. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. Unless you did see him." Scarcely believe. "David, you're alive? And he's calling for help?" She gets up off the floor as she brushes herself off. That phrase, it was from a book that was on the floor the first time I met him. It was just after the library at the academy had been wrecked by a boy named Vier. David, he picked up this book off the floor, and that was the line he read. She says as tears flood her eyes. "He's probably been trying to contact me for some time, hoping I would see him in a vision. So has been dropping that line every now and then in hopes I got the message, as a way to let me know." She looks back at you. "In order to find him, you will need to use the very thing that took him from me, the Shadow Gates. But like I've said, those damned things can go anywhere in the universe. The trick is figuring out how to direct them to connect to exactly where you want to go. They were constructed by a race of highly technologically advanced people. Figuring that out is not going to be easy." She turns to the window and looks out. "I will show you how to open the black door. As much as I wish it so, I obviously cannot accompany you. But figuring out how to work those things, that's going to be a difficult task. And remember the dream, Mikoto. You found it strange that the stars in the sky were very, very different. They did not look like... You could not really identify any constellations. You probably wouldn't have. As I said, he could be anywhere in the universe. It is now the 22nd of Confli, and it is about 7:53 in the morning as you all get up and have your morning breakfast or your coffee or tea or whatever. So in the last week, a new cafe has opened up right here on campus. It is called Agatha's Neko Cafe, and it's being managed by an Izmir, a rat folk named Agatha. And not only does she have coffee and tea and scones and all kinds of other neat snacks available, but the cafe is also home to a ton of Nekos. And as you enter the cafe, you find Crystal there, speaking with the manager, Agatha. Thank you so much for taking on so many of the Nekos from the ranch. How's business been? Says Crystal. I'd say no problem, but rats and cats don't mix. But I'll try my best. It certainly beats ghosts, says Agatha. She shoos a Neko off the counter. Business has been quite good. I suppose opening a cafe here on campus was the right call. And I guess the Nekos were a creative twist. The customers seem to enjoy them at any rate. Crystal laughs. Yeah, certainly beats dealing with my uncle. As she sees you, she introduces you to Agatha. This is Agatha. She actually used to work with Hidden Archives, but she's since left for greener pastures and wound up here after a fight with a partner. Now she manages this cafe and takes care of all these Nekos. Oh, pleasure to meet you too. You are all with the Hidden Archives? Oh, good luck. If you need any advice in the future, I can certainly lend my ear, but don't expect me to investigate with you anytime soon. My investigating days are over. I'd like to keep what's left of my sanity. And Crystal says, at any rate, it's good to see you. Nice to see you settling in nicely. Don't be a stranger. I've got a ton of paperwork to deal with, so if you'll excuse me, she says. She takes her leave, and she stops before she leaves and looks at you, Cuthbert. By the way, I wanted you to be, well, the third to know, and trust me, Ira's unhappy to say the least, but it's a necessary change. The dormitory will no longer be gender-specific. So some people will be moved around, and according to the redone floor map, she pulls a paper from her dress pocket. Yeah, you'll be moved to a room just next door to Ira and Koi, so try not to piss her off too much. She smirks at you as she winks on the way out. You get the feeling she did that on purpose. She calls back, the announcement will be on the board on the morrow, and she's gone before you can say anything. Agatha says, okay, whatever that's about, I don't want to know. Can I get any of you anything? And Agatha turns to you, Cuthbert. Listen. I've known Ira for a long time, same with Koi. All I can tell you is Ira has a kind heart, and she is highly protective of those she cares about. Once you become her friend, she becomes very protective of you. But there is none she is more protective of than Koi. So all I can say is, if you've upset her, it must have had something to do with Koi, and you shouldn't take it too personally. And with that, leave me out of it, if you'll please. Can I get you anything else? If you're going to loiter, go pet a Neko or something. And Mikado, as soon as she sees your Shidanshi, she says, God, do I have a sign outside saying bring your old cat or something? More cats! So the cafe is a good size with a ton of Nekos roaming around. Some laying on some customers' laps, others wrestling with one another, as others just running around. However, there's this orange one that keeps jumping up on the counter and meowing and purring at Agatha. There are several small round tables with one or two chairs each scattered around the middle of the cafe, with larger booths with seating for more around the walls and corners, and several cat trees and other cat furniture scattered throughout, including some cat trees that are built up along the four posts around the perimeter. And on the right-hand wall as you walk in, there's a corkboard. And so far, there's only one thing posted on there. An advertisement for a new band, which you notice Agatha seems to roll her eyes at every time she looks at it. She vehemently says, I do not want to talk about it and asks you to drop it. This post board is also where you could post to try to help Daphne and find friends. Agatha says, by the way, I heard from Crystal that you all will be reopening the Academy paper as a way of starting conversation. I think it's a great idea, and you should definitely do it. It would definitely help to cover your other activities and gives you a reason to be in places you really shouldn't be, beyond just that you're private investigators. It's a wonderful idea, and you should do it. I wish we had that when I was with the Hidden Archives. Writing about the things we're investigating in a constructive manner might have helped me keep my sanity. She chuckles awkwardly. Dr. Jules would have told you in your therapy sessions that she also thinks it is a fantastic idea and you should definitely do it. And she would agree with Agatha's assertion that writing about the things you're investigating in a constructive manner would help with your mental health. On the eve of the council vote of the abolishment bill, you get this. Luna just suddenly barges into the archive, where you all are, and she is completely distraught. She is completely in a wreck, and she tells you that her opponent from the election, Alvarine Estier, just turned up dead today. He was shot to death in an alleyway in the Market District. And as Luna looks and sees your gun in your holster, she says, hey, that looks to be about the same caliber as what killed Alvarine. You didn't... Luna shakes her head and says, apologies, I may be completely off. After all, what do I know about guns? Think she is completely telling the truth. She doesn't look like she's lying at all. She really does not know much about guns. She just noticed that the caliber looked like it might be similar. And Ira is snickering and says, it wouldn't surprise me. Rat is sleepwalking with his gun again, she says. Rat, please. You know how damn many times I've caught you outside the homestead back at the ranch and had to steer you back to the ranch house? It's one of the reasons we moved to the dorms. Get a little more privacy from snooping goblins with guns. Been happening since we got back from Olympus. Kawaii did too, and it scared her to half to death. Because you were sleepwalking with your gun out. She seems reluctant to tell you where she was at the time of the murder. Fine, okay. I was meeting with a contact, a spy, working within the Duskelvan Empire. It's something I've been working on for a long time. Fleur knows about it. So does Lady Serafiore, so does Kyrene. It was in fact Kyrene who brought me into it in the first place. She thought of all people I would be able to infiltrate the Duskelvan Empire. My contact, his name is Shuron Severin. He was feeding me information on an organization within the Duskelvan Empire, the Aborishako Ipa. So she says, my contact, his name is Shuron Severin. He has been feeding me information on an organization within the Duskelvan Empire. That is quite literally the Dusk Elves she's talking about. You will have to ask Kyrene about it. That's about all that I know. I have no idea why she's interested. She does actually tell you how you might speak with her contact. She's hesitant at first, but ultimately she gives in and says she will signal to her contact and tell them, and she tells you where you can meet up with him. And she marks on your map a small hut on the outskirts of the city, and tells you that her contact will meet with you there at midnight. So when you go speak with Kyrene, she hushes you. Meet me by the fountain in the Academy Square at midnight. I will speak with you there. When you go meet with Kyrene at the prescribed time, she tells you, keep quiet. It was years ago. It involves Fleur, but you have to promise me you will not speak a word of it to her. I have since forgiven her for this. What she did was for all the right reasons. She looks around to ensure that you're alone. Years ago, my son and Grisian disappeared while on a trip to Olympus. So I hired a group of adventurers to help me to find them, and hired on Fleur as well. We were to take a caravan all the way from Evergreen City to the Shadowwood, a dense swamp region in the south of Olympus. Along the way, it became apparent to me that someone was working with the Desgalvan assassins who were hunting me. So I broke from the party to investigate, and it soon led me to the realization that Fleur was working with them. I know. But she was only working with them because she made a deal with them for my son's life. She never wanted me involved. She tried numerous times to get me to leave. But it turned out the Desgalvan, they double-crossed her. It was me they wanted all along. My son was bait. It all eventually led us to an organization working within the Empire called the Aboroshaco Ipa. If you truly know the language of the Eldritch, Ada, you will know what that means. You know what Aboroshaco Ipa means. Aboroshaco is referring to the Great Old Ones. So, to the best of your knowledge, it appears this organization is a cult that worships the Great Old Ones within the Desgalvan Empire. She says they are connected to the Scions of the Void. Only I had no idea at the time how far their network reaches. My disappearances the last few years that Hyokun likes to yell at me for, it was to investigate this network. Following lead after lead, Avalice is connected by I'm not sure yet how. Listen to me. This network is massive. They have eyes and ears everywhere, especially in Kalrun. I cannot tell you which members of the council can be trusted. I am particularly suspicious of the Atlantean representatives, Vera Bradis and Oriandra Ulpius. She is suspicious of Vera Bradis. Listen to me. If anyone knows anything about who framed Luna, it will be your mother. Talk to Carrie Carmine. She has been looking into several threats made on her life during the election. Have any of you heard of something called the Circle of Crowls? You remember a nursery rhyme that is very common in Kalrun, and was very common in Kalrun during the Second Age, but has since died out, mentioning the Circle of Crowls. It went something like, watch for the Circle of Crowls, who watches all the time. They steal from the poor to give to the rich. They peck out the eyes of the needy. They control all in Kalrun. Speak not a word of them, or they will come for your head. Carrie Carmine thinks they are in fact real, and that they wanted her dead in the election. I don't know how much of it I believe, but it certainly seems more believable to me than that they murdered the previous pharaoh, not the Amun-Ra. Be careful, all of you. You go to this small hut on the outskirts of the city that Luna directed you to. When you arrive there, you open the door and you find a bloodbath and a dead body. Rat, you find a letter on this body. It is addressed from Councilwoman Bradis, implying that there was a plan to stop the vote. At a cursory glance, it looks mutilated, like someone really wanted this person dead. You determined, Mikoto, that this body is of a Galvaran man, but it's now completely unrecognizable. It is... you cannot even determine what the cause of death is, because it kind of looks like multiple methods were used to kill this person. Someone really wanted them dead. So when you report back to Luna and let her know that her contact is dead, she's upset at first. She stops you. Wait, stop. The body you found was a Galvaran? My contact is Desgalvan. That was not my contact. I don't know who that is. Did you find anything? Kyrene and I have been suspecting Bradis for a while, and the other Atlantean rep, Oriandra. She reads the letter. So they plan to stop the vote. Take me out of the picture seems to be a part of that plan. Irene and I have had an undergrave of a time convincing others to approve our bill. The council members seem reluctant to support it to begin with, but we were able to shore up enough votes. That's why we forced it. If they plan to remove me from the picture, that might intimidate the others to backing off and cause the vote to fail. So that would appear to be their plan. Stop the vote by framing me for murder. Have to admit, it's clever. Why hadn't I thought of that? But before we can point the finger at one sitting member of the council, we need a lot more than this. We need a smoking gun, so to speak. A letter alone isn't enough. She reads the letter again for a moment. Did you see this part? She points out the initials on the bottom of the letter, the letters SM, drawn in a stylish cursive. There's only one person I know who signs their letters like that. A noblewoman by the name of Samita Myrtle. She owns a vineyard just outside the city. I think you have another suspect. And another place you need to check out. The vineyard is heavily guarded and heavily trafficked, mainly by nobles. She doesn't let just anyone visit either. While I could write a letter of recommendation, I doubt she would accept it, seeing as how she and I haven't seen eye to eye in years. Come to think of it, I don't think we've ever seen eye to eye. My recommendation for getting into the vineyard is to go at night. And before you go, she stops you. Keep my daughter and her wife safe. This letter appears to imply they may try attacking them too. Don't let that happen. Protect them, please. Do you want to go speak with Carrie Carmine now about her interest in the Circle of Crowls? You go meet up with her at 3 p.m. So you meet up with her at 3 p.m. at Agatha's Nako Cafe. And when you meet up with her there at the time she requested, she waves you down from a table in the far back corner booth. The same one that Rat previously saw his friend drinking a cup of coffee. She has taken the liberty of ordering tea for all of you. It's the same monk's red tea that you remember she likes. It tastes floral with a hint of acidity and snowberries. Sorry, I didn't know what you liked, so I just ordered the same as I have. So, what did you want to talk about? You recall that Irene told you that she was getting death threats during the election, and she was investigating the Circle of Crowls. And she then hushes you and kind of hushes you and tell you to keep it down. When she is certain that no one else is listening in, she says in a hushed tone, "Are you trying to get us all killed? They have eyes literally everywhere. They could be anyone. You can't trust anyone." And she looks at Cuthbert. "Even your own family. I'm sorry, but Kyrane's not the only one suspecting your mother. I think both the Atlantean reps are in on it. I'm also suspecting the High Windian reps, Merman Thriller and Tisvia Medale, as well as one of the Quadracan reps, Janae Tullier. There's also this other guy. He's the advisor to the Pharaoh. I suspect him too. Problem is, I have no evidence. Just my suspicions. If you really want to help Luna, and yeah, you can bet your arses that I think this circle framed her, you will need to find the evidence. You will need to expose the circle. And you'll need to move quickly. Irene and Fleur are gumming up the works and keeping the Magi Guard from arresting her. They can only hold them off for so long. One way you can do that is you can maybe break into the council hall and search for evidence there. You can also break into the Pharaoh's advisor's office. What was his name? Tidnava Androgen, something like that. I think he's a Saurus. And obviously, sure, Kyrie or myself could maybe get you into both places, but that would only raise suspicions. Let them know we're onto them. So I'm afraid you're on your own for this one. I can tell you that the Palace District is going to be very hard to get into to begin with. After some recent bomb threats, the guards are on high alert. When you're in the council, you have to deal with this crap all the time. You can also try looking at the crime scene itself. Maybe you can find something that the Magi Guard missed. So far you have heard Merman Thriller, you've heard Tisvia Medale, you've heard Janae Tullier. You've also heard Tinava Androgen, who is the advisor to the Pharaoh. And you've heard Samita Myrtle, who you know that does not get along well with Luna at all. Whether these people have anything to do with the Circle of Crowls, you don't know. You go ahead and contact Skinny on your comstone, and she says, "Yeah, sure, I'll get you into that crime scene. No problem." Alvarena Steer was shot and killed. Okay, he's the victim, and he was shot and killed in an alleyway in the Market District. The body has been removed now by the Magi Guard, but the blood spatter is still visible. Okay, so Ada, Rat, and Willow, you notice right away a very noticeable high-velocity blood spatter on the right-hand wall as you come into this alley. There is also a large blood pool stain in the middle of the sand where he was landed. It has been raining all day. It is a dry, it's a kind of very hot rain. And so it has been raining, but there are these kind of, these hoods or something, these canopies covering over this alleyway. So the blood pools in the sand is still very readily apparent and visible to you. And Rat, you notice right away a couple of holes in the back wall at an angle that you could use a knife to dig out a couple of the bullets that was used to kill him. They look like the same caliber as yours, as your ammo. It is possible to make a crafting check when you have some time with an hour to try to compare these bullets to ones, say, fired from your gun, Rat, or from any gun that you might find. So you'll need to get some time later when you can do that. Skinny finally gets in touch with you again, and she says, "All right, so the Magi Guard have agreed to giving you all access to the body and the evidence. There were some strings I had to pull, and I may or may not be dressing up as a quackling in a few days, so you're welcome. Don't say I never did anything nice for all." In the background, you could hear Koi, Ira, Rasha, and even Aranel laughing their butts off. And Skinny rolls her eyes. So she gives you the address of the Magi Guard headquarters in the Market District, where the body and the evidence was taken. And she tells you, be careful of a man by the name of Lieutenant Laversus. The man's an asshole and a racist, she puts very bluntly. And you hear Ira groan in the background and say, "What, the Undergrave? They still got him working there?" And we are back. Guys had a nice conversation about what you all want to do. It sounds like we want to head to the Magi Guard headquarters in the Market District and go have a look at the evidence and the body that they gathered. After comparing the bullets that you dug out of the wall in the alleyway to ones fired from Rat's gun, the result is inconclusive. The bullets from the wall are just too damaged to compare. So you'll need to find bullets that are in better condition. Perhaps one that you might be able to pull from the body. Maybe one got stuck in the body. You don't know. Would you go to the Magi Guard headquarters? Hold on, guys.
Okay.
Fuck. Nothing has been recording. Nothing that you guys have been saying has been recording.
That's so sad.
Oh.
I think that's the false case of bloody the thing for not picking up.
This is my fault. I kind of absent-mindedly changed the output device in Discord to my headphones, and it should have been on Discord.
Well, I guess we could call that the false IOL blooper.
So this one's a wash. I guess I'm going to just... Well, we have, it was, luckily we're only 12 minutes into this part. So go ahead and go over that again, Shadow, please.
From where? At the very beginning?
from the very beginning of what you did. Let's go ahead and go over like everything over again. So first of all, when you got to the Magi Guard headquarters, you met a man who was very gruff looking, kind of roundish, and had this rough shaven beard thereabouts. And Cuthbert, as soon as he saw you, he was really like, he said, "So you're a man of the cloth."
Yes, I am.
And he was really cordial and polite towards you, while not really paying anyone else any mind. But Rat did notice that he did seem to shoot Rat specifically a sneering look, while being indifferent towards Ada, towards Makoto, and towards Willow. He noticed that Cuthbert, that you have the religious symbol for Conflit, and you offered to go to pray with him to Conflit, and you decided you were going to distract him outside, praying to Conflit with him, while everyone else went inside. Inside, you found when you were looking over the evidence, you found a bead necklace, which Luna confirmed over a comstone is hers. She said, "It was given to me by my husband when he proposed to me. The only time I ever take it off is when going to bed. It's been missing for a while, and I haven't been able to find it. I believe it was stolen one night. I did report it stolen to the Magi Guard, but I never heard back from the Magi Guard about it." And the necklace is basically destroyed. The string was snapped. It looked as though someone tore it. Ada did find some of the beads that were missing. You found some of those beads at the crime scene. When Rat tried to compare the two bullets, when I may tried to compare the two bullets that he dug out of the wall at the crime scene to the ones fired from Rat's gun, it was inconclusive. The bullets were too badly damaged. Now, Aimee has compared this bullet that you were able to extract, Willow was able to extract from the body, to bullets fired from Rat's gun, and it was a match. And Aimee, go ahead and go over everything.
Yep, I got you. So upon figuring out that the bullets match the caliber that Rat uses, Aimee will give Rat
and you actually matched the striation. The striation marks, you matched it exactly.
Oh, oh no! Why are you doing this to me? Anyways,
wait, striation? What's that?
So,
Aimee can go ahead and explain that.
Striation marks are the parts of the gun that each gun is unique when it's produced, and striation marks are only think of it as fingerprints for guns. That is my basic understanding.
So it's like identifying marks.
Yes, if I remember correctly.
Happen to while you're gun out to anyone, did you? Or maybe you're asleep, so you might not realize that you gave it to someone.
Yeah, Ira did point out earlier on. She said, when Luna pointed out that Rat's gun batch seems to be kind of similar to the caliber that was used to kill Alvarina Steer, she pointed out, Ira pointed out, said, "It wouldn't surprise me, Rat's sleepwalking with his gun again." And she said, "Rat, please. You know how damn many times I've caught you outside the homestead back at the ranch and had to steer you back to the ranch house? It's one of the reasons why we moved to the dorms, to get a little more privacy from snooping goblins with guns. Been happening ever since we got back from Olympus."
Yep. And then with Aimee, he's gonna look over to Rat with a sneer that is, a prejudiced sneer is the best way I can describe it. It's like, so Gablorin. No, so Gablorin, what can you say about this? Crystal and most of our friends have said that you've been sleepwalking with your gun out
Ira
nearby the
said that.
dorm.
Ira said that.
Oh yeah, my bad. Ida and a couple of other friends say that you sleepwalk with your gun out. And the bullets from this body match the bullets of the gun you carried around. What do you say about that? I mean, I just go to sleep after I drink a lot. I don't.
Hmm.
I mean,
So
right?
the thing is that we don't really have much besides that information for it.
Right, but I mean, come on, you guys trust me, right? We're all friends. I don't kill unless it's absolute. Even when we do kill, I try to make sure that everything's all right? I try to talk our way out. I don't resort to violence. I'm the least harmful one out of here.
I don't know about that. Are we sure that maybe you were influenced in any way?
Nah,
Because
I've never
we
been
know that you're
influenced.
not exactly sane.
Nah, I'm not influenced by anything. Listen, I may be losing a few screws, but I know when to hold my own, and I know when to not harm my friends or anybody that's innocent. Right, Goblin, but this doesn't look good for you. I hope you realize that, right? The striation marks matches your gun, and if it matches your gun, then that is, pardon the pun. It's both unintended and intended. That is the smoking gun.
Hmm.
So either somebody is trying to frame you in this elaborate ruse, or you are the murderer.
I mean,
Yeah, or some other third option that we might not
yeah.
entirely know about.
I mean, I
Because
want
if anything could really happen if people
I-
are like persistent enough
mean,
to try and cover the trail.
You were. I mean, you can't exactly say what your whereabouts were if you were asleep.
Oh, how was I supposed? I mean, Ira can testify that I've never gone anywhere out of here, right? Like, right? I think we can find people to testify that I've only sleepwalked nearby the dorm.
If he went,
Like,
well,
she
if he was
found you
sleepwalking,
sleepwalking around this homestead back at the ranch. She
there
hasn't
were-
found you sleepwalking around the dorm here in Colroon.
Yeah,
Like at
see?
the ranch, she caught you sleepwalking with your gun out.
Yeah.
Around
didn't they-
her homestead with the homestead that she was living at with
I
Goy.
mean,
She found
We
you
could-
sleepwalking with your gun multiple
yeah.
times.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
could ask around to see if anyone's
Li-
seen
Yeah, I
anyone.
mean, if I've been sleepwalking in the dorm, somebody would have said something. It's only when I'm at the homestead. And, I've decided to stay at the dorms here because, it's nice. I can get to my lessons here easier, Listen, all of this is just one big misunderstanding. Somebody's probably trying to frame me. We're all friends, aren't we?
What do we know if there's any kind of, I don't know, like cameras or anything in the dorms they would be able to or
You do know actually that Crystal had cameras installed in the last week because of the whole thing that happened with the necro spirit and everything.
but
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we could try and see if any of those cut that sleepwalking, because there have to be at least certain exit points from the building itself. And if that was sleepwalking off of campus for that, then he would have had to cross at least one of them.
I mean, yeah, and plus, it'll be really, really hard if if I would go over there to where the scene of the crime is, right? Come on, you guys trust me, right? He's gonna look to everybody here. So I may, Makoto, Willow, Ada. Well, I will.
I will do my best to prove your innocence.
Yeah, it's like Aya just slightly nods, and you can tell that she's still kind of like accounting for most of this, but is still giving the equivalent of benefit of the doubt.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Goblin. It's not looking good. But for the sakes of our workship, friendship, be willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. If it turns out you actually did kill this individual, then, your days are gone.
And nothing
And you would be in jail.
You wouldn't happen to have any enemies, would you?
I mean, the only enemies I can think of is, spirits that I've exercised, but they're gone.
Oh, yeah, sure. A spirit is trying to frame you.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
I mean, if anything with us, we can't really take anything out of the equation until we prove it otherwise.
Okay. All right. Listen, guys, you just gotta. I can't even defend myself in this situation, can I? But I know in my heart that I haven't done anything bad, right? You guys know me. I don't like to go violence first, right?
Well,
But if anything, more or less depended on the person in question, but typically you're not really the aggressive type.
Well, you are a rogue, so you do.
If anything, Bastille was the one that was more aggressive.
The stealthier way.
I mean, all right.
Did Shadow notice what I just did?
Oh yeah, no, I've noticed that. That's why I was freaking out during my roleplay too. I saw that and my genuine freak out came out. I was like, wait a minute, what?
I added a photo note with Rat's shirt.
Now, this is just getting ridiculous when it comes to the Chekhov's gun for the idea.
I mean, the gun is smoking. Right. Let's just get out of here, all right?
All right,
we got other stuff to investigate, right? Let's go. Yes. Let's go back to Cuthbert, and I don't know. Maybe he got some information out of the guy, right? Right? Did we investigate everything in this body? I think we.
Yeah, you've pretty much investigated everything here. And it was Ada brought up another interesting avenue of investigation. You could check the cameras at the dorm to confirm that Rat was safely asleep at the dorm when this man was killed.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared.
Well, if anything, if it helps out, once we see the kind of camera imaging of the perspective of those things, then we can say for sure whether you've sleepwalked off of campus or not.
Yeah, no, exactly. Listen, before I go to bed, my routine is I always drink. I always get a good hit of good liquor in my system before I go to sleep, so the way I'm knocked out for good. I don't sleepwalk. I'm out like a log. I'm telling you guys.
Does Makoto have any input on this?
If he was sleepwalking, then maybe something was possessing him.
Possessing? Yeah, I find it hard to believe. Listen, I hunt ghosts for a living. No ghost can possess me.
Yeah, well, then again, you were also branded by the higher up.
Am I branded?
That is why
you're branded by the Yellow King.
That is why I suggested that something was influencing him.
Listen, I've been branded for a long time. Why would it not be a factor? I've always had my own mind about myself, my own wits. Even though I've been at the brink of insanity, I've kept my mind strong. And now you guys are starting to disbelieve me, all because of something like this? What friends you guys are, huh?
Let's check
the camera. I am giving you the benefit of the doubt at the very
least. I believe in you. I was just trying to find out a reason why you do something like that. If it was you,
we are trying to prove your innocence. It's not like we want you to be a murderer.
I apologize. Sorry, I'm just a little freaked out about the information I was given.
I mean,
very understandable.
Fine.
Anyways, let's go back to Cuthbert. Maybe he got some information. Hey.
Outside Cuthbert, you've been praying to conflict with Lieutenant Lavasis. He has offered a couple of times for you to take a swig of his cigar. Do you ever do that?
Certainly, Cuthbert would, and he'd also ask him a couple of questions. Interwoven between the general shooting the shit, so it doesn't kind of seem too suspicious.
Yeah.
But so before we arrived, is anyone else, shown up out of the norm to check things out in here?
Not that I can think of. I mean, there's been people hereabouts. I think I remember. Yeah, there was a council member who stopped by here.
Oh, which council member, if you don't mind me asking?
Let's see. Councilor Bradis.
No, I act completely, that's interesting. Oh, how long were they here for?
She was here for about an hour just earlier. I think around noon she got here.
She come with like a retinue, or did she come alone?
I think she came alone.
It's interesting. Do council members usually come to scenes like this?
That Kyrene woman, she stops by here every now and then.
Do any of your superiors have any thoughts as to what's going on that they've shared, or is like a running theory? I like to play detective sometimes. I'm not very good at it, but wondering what you've I imagine someone like you've seen a lot of things in their time, so maybe you've got an inkling.
I'm not really sure.
I see. This is a good cigar.
Yep. Best there is. It's from Highwind.
No. I mean, do you import these? How do you get your hands on these?
Yeah, of course. I import them from the Vicar in there.
Oh, interesting. A connoisseur. Yeah. Do I get a read off of him? Is he concealing anything that
Make me a perception check to sense motive, please.
Sure. Not my strong suit.
You can't really tell too much. You think he's on the up and up. You don't think he's really concealing anything.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing this prayer with me. I'm gonna go check in on my friends real quick.
Of course. Tell that goblin I'm watching him.
I pause and I look at him. What do you mean by that?
Well, goblins are never up to any good.
I turn fully towards him and take a step forward. No, go on. What do you mean that they're up to no good?
They're pests.
They're pests. Didn't you just share a very long prayer with me to Conflee, who does not see division between man nor woman nor anyone for any reason that they might identify themselves, including goblins? It seems to me that you're not very devout, and I'm going to reach forward and I'm going to grab him by his shirt, around the collar, and I am going to try to lift this man up off the ground. Because while Cuthbert doesn't look it, he is a +5 strength.
Oh, guys, out of Kyoto, you have somehow found a Chekhov's gun.
Does he do anything?
Let's see here. Make me an intimidate check.
Gladly. Can I use my story point for that?
Absolutely.
Oh, I should have done. Do I do the right click reroll thing?
Yeah, you should go ahead and do that.
Oh, let me do that. I'm sorry. Reroll using story point.
Okay. He looks really taken aback that you've done this. I didn't mean anything by what I said.
Oh, I think you meant a whole lot, friend. You should be very careful about the way you look at people and the way you talk about people. Keep hateful thoughts in your mind. No one wants to hear them. And I'll let him fall to the ground.
At this point, he just shuffles back into the headquarters.
Kind of brush myself off a little bit and think about the fact that I never gave him back his cigar and head inside. Hey, guys.
Great. Hey there, Cuthbert.
Hey.
What was that all about?
Oh, no, he had something on his neck, and I was just helping him. Helping him see it from a different angle is all.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy was staring at me for a bit, so I thought. I
Doesn't
thought
he
I had
know?
something on my face. Do I have something on my face?
Doesn't he know it's rude to stare?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
well, some people, they're not taught to close doors behind them and to not stare. They're
I
troubled
certainly wasn't
childhood.
taught that.
Oh, well, I don't know if I should continue on with what I was about to say. You might take offense. Needless to say, it's just a misunderstanding. He gave me this nice cigar. I don't actually like to smoke, but it sure looks nice.
Oh, can I try a cigar?
It's all yours. Hand it over to
You
him.
know what, Cuthbert? I like you.
No. All right. Well, no.
That's gonna
Well,
take the cigar, light it up. He's gonna smoke it.
Will just gives you a look.
What? Smoking and drinking are life's greatest pleasures.
Said like a true adherent to conflict. We're going to be good friends.
I know how to live. I don't know if you guys do.
You guys want to head back to the dorms now to check out the cameras?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, if anything, that's definitely Ada's main focus for the time being. Because if anything, it's very unlikely that there could be things that could tamper with footage.
Yeah, you contact Crystal and you get permission to check out the cameras at the dorms. I suspect that you don't really tell her why you want access to the cameras.
With Crystal?
Yeah.
Oh, no, absolutely. Rad will be 100% honest with her. Because, he's just that nice of a guy.
That you're a suspect in murder?
I don't know if we should.
Why would he hide it?
I don't know if we should mention that.
That's her boss. That's going to give her so much... that's his boss. That's going to give him so much trouble. So he's going to walk up and she's like, so, Crystal, I got some bad news.
I don't know about this.
Well, she's the boss lady, Willow. We gotta let her know. If we don't let her know, and she finds out about this later on, she's gonna be angry at us.
Well, I'm alright. Angry at you then.
If anything, that actually is a fail point.
Yes, she deserves to know. But
Okay.
You tell her that, and she says, "Okay, Rat. Try not to get yourself arrested. We have school policies."
yes, I know. I swear I was trying to be a good student. All right.
You go and check out the cameras. Ada, you can make me a perception check while you spend an hour checking the cameras.
Oh God.
Alrighty, perception. Don't let me down now. Why, you're really putting this expert stuff to the test.
Yeah. So it actually takes you 2 hours to go through this footage because you kept getting kind of distracted by things happening, around you and such. At one point, a Nako jumped up on the desk, and you kept getting distracted with the Nako because when a cat jumps up on the desk, you have to pet the cat. You have to pet the cat. And,
of course, and I'm guessing that you speak from experience.
Yes, I have to pet the cat, and I also have to kick the cat off the desk. I digress. Anyways, you kept getting distracted many times, but it takes you now 2 hours to go through this footage. But eventually, you find at around the time of the murder, about 30 minutes before the time of the murder, you find Rat what looks like sleepwalking out of the dorms. And you can kind of determine, make me a society check, Ada.
Yeah, so basically, so far, the murder happened at the same time that sleepwalked out?
Around 30 minutes before.
But did you want that to be Did you want that to be blind?
Yes, please.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But if anything, that roll was at least 7, so if anything, bad luck should be gone.
You can determine, based on what you know of the layout of Kalroon, let's go back quickly to the map of Kalroon. You could determine that, so the campus district is up here in the northern part of the city, right? You could determine that from your cursory glance, you believe that it would take him about 30 minutes to walk from the campus district down to the market district. So the timing about matches up. You do think it is possible rats sleepwalked to the market district.
I think you're worshiping a little bit too hard at night.
This isn't looking good.
I suppose that's one way to put it, Cuthbert. You can have a story point, Cuthbert.
And I was about to say, like, if anything, I feel like part of that kind of testing for kind of like making sure that kind of like the distances and timing matched up, Ayla would basically try to walk away from kind of like roughly where she assumed Rat would start off at, or at least kind of near the exit of campus, and try to make her way towards the market district while almost kind of like mimicking the pace that she would typically walk while led by Rat, because if anything, that color might have actually been useful for something, getting her used to walking slower.
Yeah, so you do actually manage to walk from the campus district to that alleyway in the market district, which that alleyway was right here at about the northern part of the market district. You do manage to walk there in 30 minutes.
But 30 on the dot. And then she just kind of mumbles a curse to herself in a whistle.
So, I'm in the clear, right?
Well, from what I was finding out via the footage, you left campus about 30 minutes or so before the crime managed to take place. And from my own kind of track there, thankfully, because I got used to walking slower to make up for your short height. Thanks for that, by the way.
Hey, no problem. Hey, wait a minute.
The distance from the dorm's exit to where the crime scene took place was 30 minutes almost on the dot. Exactly enough time for you to go from the dormitory exit to the scene.
Right, but that was only walking, right? I didn't have my gun out, right? You said nothing about me having my gun out. So all I did was just walk.
Ada, you did notice that he had his gun out.
Well, apparently it looks like you still have that old habit of sleepwalking with the gun out.
All right.
So glint a bit on the footage.
All right.
Pretty bad habit. Like that and grinding your teeth at night are like the two worst habits you can have.
So perhaps this is something else to talk to Dr. Jules about.
Wait, bud. Trigger discipline, right? My finger wasn't on the trigger. I could not have shot anything. All right, you need to pull the trigger to shoot something, right?
I may have something that could help. Well, maybe. Maybe. I think. Not sure if it did.
Why did it get dark all of a sudden? Because I changed it to night. Because it's nighttime.
Perfect.
Spell. This spell is what I was thinking of.
Another spell? Talking corpse. Oh boy. Are we going to go break into the Magic Guard headquarters now?
and make Skinny hate us more.
Oh. Wow.
Why wouldn't we get
No,
the
Skinny
answers
doesn't
from
hate
the
you. Skinny
goddess?
doesn't hate you. It's Lieutenant Laversus that hates Rat.
Oh, I mean, like break into the Magic Guard.
Just have Cuthbert deal with Laversus.
Well, one can assume maybe that they possibly saw who killed them.
And if they didn't, we could rule
So
out.
they may be able to give some kind of description of their killer. Maybe. Or something that could help, basically.
It's an interesting angle at the very least. But it is 9 p.m. The Magi Guard headquarters is closed now.
No.
And you do have other places
to go
to check out.
the vineyard. Yeah, we gotta go to the vineyard.
Please.
which I'm sure Rat is looking forward to.
I was, and now I realized, wait a minute. I'm a murderer. Yeah.
So, anyways, so you have the vineyard, you have the council hall, you also have the palace. Getting to the palace and the council hall will have the added difficulty because the palace district is on high alert.
Was it the vineyard that we were told would be better to investigate at night?
Yes.
Yep. That's where we're gonna go right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So this is going to be an infiltration. Rat, Shadow, if you please explain the rules of an infiltration.
Okay. So I actually posted the rules in the Mystimon Saga Wayfinder's Lounge. So let me go over it real quick. Let me just read the objective. The first thing you need to determine is that we are. So our goal as players is to get awareness. Is to prevent awareness points from increasing.
Right. There are actually 3 different points that you can accrue here: infiltration points, awareness points, and edge points.
Yes.
Please explain what each of those are.
So, the thing that we have to make sure that we do not do are awareness points. Awareness points is essentially our how many times we can screw up before the infiltration goes kaput, basically, and we are up a creek without a paddle or without a boat at this point.
Yeah, so awareness is basically how much they're starting to pick up us.
Yes, essentially. There's a couple of things over here, but yeah, for example, one of the things is at 5 awareness points, suspicions are raised. That means DCs for obstacles are increased by 1. That is very bad. And there's also a thing called a complication. And complications are bad. Complications can screw up our infiltration. Really bad if we don't succeed any checks that requires them. Like, complications can vary from many different things, small or big. And sometimes there are also things called opportunities where, we can aid the group and stuff like that.
Well, I want to mention that, I would mention that you can use, invisibility. They can make one other member invisible for 5 minutes, basically.
Yeah. But right now, that's a thing that you can use to help out with the team. Right now, I'm explaining what infiltrations are because it doesn't follow the base rules of Pathfinder that we're used to right now. All right, just so we can get over that. Yep. Don't worry, you can still do that. I'm just saying that the context of it changes.
It's awareness, basically,
awareness. Think of awareness
An alarm
as
system.
Alarm.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if it gets full, we're screwed.
Yeah, essentially. So our goal as players is to get what's known as edge points, which mean advantages that we get by planning things and doing things that helps us out. All right. Do you want me to give the things that we can do?
Sure.
All right. So there are a few things that we can do. There's bribe contact, forge documents, gain contact, gossip, scout location, and secure disguises. Those are examples of what we can do to get edge points. Now, let me explain infiltration points. So what infiltration points are, it represents our overall progress in infiltrating this area, right? We need infiltration points to fully successfully get into the vineyard and do our stuff, right?
So basically our own progress.
Yes, infiltration point is what we need to complete our main objective. But we have to keep track of our awareness points, which means our fuck-ups. And we can get what's known as edge points to essentially increase our odds
How
of
do you get
infiltrating.
these points?
It is all up to Seth to decide that.
Oh, okay. Is this
Seth-
like individual or like as a group?
Infiltration points, I think, are individual, but awareness points are group.
Yep. So for right now, we can try to tell Seth what we want to do to try to get an edge point. And edge points, what they're used is for increasing our chances to succeed.
And I want to point out that one thing that you can do to gain an edge point is you could always ask Aranel and Rasha if they would like to help out. Just like they helped out in infiltrating Mr. Asshole's campaign office back in Olympus.
Yeah.
Hey, the 3 rogues sneaking in again. Let's get it.
Yeah.
So that's
That
one thing
sounds
you
like
can
a good
do to gain
Yeah.
an edge point.
The more stealth, the better.
And
So,
you find Aranel and Rasha in your archive down in the sub-basement of the academy, and you find her there with Aranel. And so as you enter, you find Rasha there, their head buried in the books. And Aranel is sitting across from her, her feet up on the table, lounging back, and Lorena walks over and says, Aranel, get your boots off the table, for God's sake. Aranel scoffs as she does as she was told. You know, I think you need to get laid. Get that stick out your arse. She says, to which Lorena only rolls her eyes. Rasha, we haven't had any fun in forever. And Rasha, it says, well, I'm really behind. I'm sorry, hon.
I mean, speaking of boredom, you guys want to help us out real quick? Got a cool stealth mission for you guys. Need somebody very, very acquainted with stealth.
Rasha says, ooh, another super secret night heist. Sounds like so much fun. What are we breaking into? And then they stop themselves. Oh, I'm so behind on my studies. Airedale seems to suddenly get an idea. Hey, you like go to this school, right? Why don't you all promise to study together with my partner there and help them catch up, and we can help you break into whatever needs breaking. Hopefully with a lot of breaking. My greatsword is itching for a fight.
Well, absolutely.
We hopefully don't get that much attention, but stealth for studies always seems like a fair enough trade, especially since admittedly I myself am behind with my studies.
Lorena says, if we were discussing breaking the law, then perhaps I should take my leave for the day. She gathers her things and says her goodbyes. And
we're just visiting an old friend that we haven't visited in forever.
She, as she's heading out, she says she'll see you all in the morning, and she says to Rat, try not to get yourself arrested. There are school policies, you know. Perhaps that should go for all of you.
What do you mean? Why are you looking at me like that? What did I do?
But that Lorena takes her leave.
Before Lorena would leave, I mean, we're like, Lorena, do you have those documents that I requested?
Oh, yes. I'll leave them in your office. My desk. I'll leave them in your office.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
With agreeing to help Rasha with their studies, you get an edge point.
Nice.
Awesome. Hold on. I say, other guys, don't forget I posted the infiltration rules in the Wayfinders League stuff. And you just scroll all the way to the bottom and it tells us what we can do to get some edge points. Or we can just tell Seth what is a good idea.
Yeah. But you can discuss amongst yourselves what you all want to do to try to get some edge points. What is your plan to get onto Myrtle's Vineyard?
Well,
go ahead.
Let me pull up the Colroon map. You know that Myrtle's Vineyard is up here outside the city. It is outside the city towards the northeast, and it is just this massive orchard, or massive vineyard with lots and lots of grapevines. And you know that some of the most expensive wine is made here. It is so expensive that usually only nobles get to taste it. Cuthbert's, with your connections with your family, you have gotten to try some of Bertle's wine, and it is quite good.
Maybe I'll take a souvenir back home. Should we announce? Because I have like an idea as to an action I would do before we arrive.
Sure.
Yeah, I would. Oh, okay. Good.
Go for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you go ahead. I'm the new guy. I can go second.
No. I insist. Go. You're the new guy. Have the stage.
I would like to gather some gossip because we're going there later at night, right? Or what time is it right now?
It is currently 9 p.m.
Sure. I'm going to try to find gossip around any guards that, maybe partake of the wine, or maybe the younger guards that have the nighttime shifts that maybe they elope into town to see their booze or something. But basically trying to figure out like what the weak part of the defenses might be.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds very like a great idea. You can go ahead and make me a diplomacy check, I believe. Yeah, diplomacy check.
I have rolled.
That should be in secret.
Oh, everything's in secret. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll.
That's what it says. It's all.
It's all in secret. Got it.
All secret.
Line. There we go.
So you have gone around and gathered some gossip from local guards. Rat and Aimee?
Yep. I would like to have Rat go out and scout. For Aimee, I believe I want him to. He has a ton of money. He hasn't bought anything. He's gonna bribe a contact. Actually, no, we don't have a contact. Never mind.
You can bribe contact, sure.
Oh, okay. I don't know if we know anybody that works at the vineyard, so that's why I was going to say I don't know if that would work.
Well, people who might know people who work at the vineyard. Skinny. Lieutenant Lavarsis.
Sick.
For better or worse. Deirdre.
All right, then.
It doesn't have to be anyone specific, though, so...
Yeah, all right, then. I'm going to have Aimee bribe a contact, so I will take away gold from him.
Alrighty.
He is a very rich boy, and I'm going to have Rat scout with his stealth check. I believe!
Okay. So, Rat scouts location, and Aimee can make a diplomacy check.
Oh no. My biggest weakness. Social interaction. All right. So I have good news and I have bad news, guys.
You could also make society.
Oh, you're the best. Yes, I'm going to have Aimee roll society.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, guys, it's not looking good if I roll diplomacy. I got a good old +0 on that.
Alrighty. So Cuthbert has gained gossip.
Which I will share with the party.
And Brat's scouted location. And Aimee, you try to bribe a contact.
Well, it's pretty good at perception, but they could try to make some secure disguises. Maybe they could dress up as
secure disguises.
Scarecrow.
That's an interesting one. You could make
vineyard.
a deception check for that.
I'm not trained in perception, so we'll see how this goes.
Alrighty.
That either. Alright, let's see how that went.
Willow, you did gain an edge point for your disguises. Whether or not they're effective, we'll find out later.
Oh, okay.
And Cuthbert, you went to gather some gossip.
Mm-hmm.
And you did gain an edge point. So that's 3 edge points. You gained inside information about the place that aids your planning. So that is an edge point.
Nice.
You get this +2 circumstance bonus
That's
thing.
only on a critical success. I can tell you this was only a success.
Gotcha.
And Rat, you scouted location.
Yes.
Rat scouted location, and you make observations and that provide an edge point. And Aimee, you tried to bribe a contact.
Why is
and you
Makoto
gain an
doing-
edge point for that. You have 5 edge points. Whether or not your edge points are effective is another story.
I believe in us.
Yeah, Willow also did some disguises. Whether or not those disguises are effective, that's another story. You'll find out later. And I would say it took you about an hour to make all this preparations.
Like, we are preparing for pretty much every.
Yeah, you're prepared for pretty much everything. The first obstacle that you need to overcome is, of course, a guard post. So we are now in the thick of it. Makoto, did you want to do anything to prepare for this infiltration?
Put sleeping medicine inside people's drinks.
That's a very, very, very good idea. I'm going to allow it.
What did you say?
She wants to put sleepy medicine in people's drinks, in the guards' drinks. So, Makoto.
Nice thinking.
Yes, nice thinking. Let's see here. Let me pull up Makoto's sheet. So, Makoto, you can make me a medicine check in secret. Alrighty, I have that result in mind, and you gain an edge point. We will see if it's effective right now as we conduct this infiltration. So now it's time for this infiltration. Let me go ahead and add you all. Add the party token to the map. The first obstacle that you have to get past is a guard post. And you to overcome this guard post, you can try to make a deception check, a diplomacy check, or a stealth check. This is where we will find out whether Willow's disguises were effective at all.
Well, he's pretty good at stealth when they actually get good on rolls.
Each make a roll here, correct?
Yeah, when you get up to the guard post with Willow's disguises, the guards are immediately laughing their arses off at what you are all wearing. And they were like, what the hell is this sorry bunch? Willow, you have secured the most worthless, unusable disguises. You gathered essentially a bunch of Halloween costumes from the local shops.
I
You didn't know what would be a good disguise.
Well, I tried.
You did
get
fine.
any awareness point. It was just unusable.
Who's first going to try to laugh at himself like the guards are laughing at him and be like, I know.
It's like, well, it's just going to start laughing. It's like,
Okay.
We had a rough night at the inn and we lost a few bets. Laugh it up.
Okay, Cuthbert, you can make me a deception check.
No, they did lie. That's true. And is this public so I know when to use an edge point?
This is secret.
How will I know to use an edge point if I do bad, though?
If it comes up, I will apply it myself.
Okay. So,
what is your deception here? What are you saying?
Oh, we are starting work here pretty soon as well, but we all went out drinking to celebrate our good fortunes, and it didn't go well for us. And we know we're in trouble, but we would appreciate if they wouldn't tell, I'm going to use the name of somebody that I got today when I was gossiping. Don't tell them because then we'll get in a lot of trouble.
Okay. You're getting an infiltration point.
Oh.
Rat, I know you're good at stealth. Do you want to try to sneak on in?
Infiltration points are good, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good. Awareness points is bad.
Infiltration is good. Awareness is bad.
And also, I'm going to apply. So, Makoto, your edge point comes up here. as you
Correct.
notice that one of the guards here at the post kind of just goes, can't really stay awake here. And then he just falls over. And
He goes
the other
sleep.
guy, the other guard sees to him, and Rat, you gain a +1 on your stealth check. You gain an infiltration point. So you did manage to get past that guard post by accruing 2 individual infiltration points. So now, next obstacle, you make your way slowly but surely up to the plantation house, up to the main house of this vineyard. Kind of sneaking along through these vines and everything. You make your way up to the main house, and wouldn't you know it, the door is locked. So to overcome this, you can make either an athletics check or a thievery check. So you can either break
worry,
it down
guys.
with an athletics check, or you can just pick the lock.
No. I'm picking the lock.
Well, it's not traded either of
Oh,
us.
God.
I'm
Yeah,
trained.
I am not really because
Don't worry, guys.
the highest I have is like 17.
Don't worry, I got a
Support
plus
you
20.
spiritually.
Yeah, I got a plus 24 in thievery, guys. I believe in myself. Rolls on that one, on that cry.
You managed to pick that lock. You gain an infiltration point.
Hey!
Yippee! Let's go.
So
just takes
that
out
is
his lock that
2
he pulls.
obstacles overcome. You've gotten inside the building. You've gotten inside the main house. And so far, you have not accrued any awareness points. So far, nobody knows you're here.
Well,
Which
what
is
exactly
very
are we
damn
doing?
good.
Again, we're looking for something.
Yes, you're always looking for something. But you're
Oh,
looking for
yeah.
any evidence that might connect, Samita Myrtle to the murder. As you're kind of looking around, you see a maid who is cleaning the building, who is cleaning the main foyer here. And you actually walk in as she is cleaning this foyer, and she looks at you like, who are you? You shouldn't be here, right? Who are you? What do you want to do?
Boothport, I believe in your talking skills.
I do too. I'm pausing so if
Yes.
other people wanted to, I don't want to hog the talking spotlight, but
No. Come on, man. If you got the
talking
skills.
is certainly
Yeah.
not Willa's strong suit.
so this individual's asking us who we are. We've walked into like a private residence at this point,
Yes.
right? Just for me to
You've
paint
walked
the mental
into the main vineyard house.
vineyard house. It's
I'm
late.
trying to think of what to say, but
What's a good plausible
I'm trying to think of
story?
a way to
Why
get a
is-
bolt so I can use the
Let's
site.
see. Why is a maid here so late?
She's cleaning.
It's a good.
This
it's
late
a-
at night?
Guys, if I want
You
to
know
try
how
to say
late at
something,
night
I'm not
maids
sure
are
what to
cleaning the
even
hotels
say.
or something?
So is this residence connected at all to like any of the warehouses, or is it just like only like a residential area?
It's only like a residential area.
That's not, okay. Let me think of a good lie here. Why are we walking into this house?
You're walking into this house because you suspect there might be evidence
Oh no.
here.
Yeah. I meant my bullshitted reason. What Bert is going? Oh, go ahead. If you have a better idea, I'll steal it.
So this is a vineyard, right?
Yes.
We are looking very goofy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're pretty much.
And this is like someone lives here, correct?
Yes.
Like-
Samita Myrtle.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Who
Oh, yeah,
you
we're
know,
the
who you
jesters.
know is not a very pleasant woman.
Yep,
You say
Samita Murr ordered some gestures to come by to entertain her for the night. There you go.
You know what?
Which is
It's better than
very-
my idea.
Which is very plausible given the disguises that Willow came
Yeah.
up with.
I like to imagine Rat has like a red nose, has clown makeup on.
None of us questioned this at the time, but in hindsight, we're all like, "Yep, yeah."
Yeah. So So for once, Willow, that edge point that was actually worthless from you at the guard post is actually useful here. Make a deception check, please, Rat.
Go ahead.
Like,
Rat.
I was about to say, like, we are turning failures into success.
Wait, but Goothbird gets it because that was his idea.
Yeah, he was
That
giving me
go
the
ahead,
idea.
Cuthbert. Go ahead, Cuthbert.
Yeah, I was giving Goothbird the idea. I believe you.
Yeah, I'm going to tell her to like lower her voice. We're here to surprise the good lady who ordered us earlier that day, but we're here to raise her. Yep. That one. We're going to raise her spirits with some live release.
All right. So just for reference here, Willow, you rolled a 22 on your check earlier for your disguise. That was a critical failure. So that edge point was actually less than useless with the guards outside, and actually would have produced an awareness point. But Cuthbert managed to turn it around for you.
Because of Rat.
Like, thank you.
Worth it! like masters of improvisation here.
So Cuthbert, you come up with this lie using those disguises. You managed to turn Willow's critical failure that would have produced an awareness point into an infiltration point. You do manage to get past this maid. She kind of looks at you for a moment. She looks at each of you and just turns back to what she's doing and goes out of the room sweeping.
On second thought, I thought this clown makeup was a good idea.
Amazing.
Yes, a phenomenal idea. I felt like there was a voice in my mind telling me what to say. It was uncanny.
I mean, Cuthbert, is that your first time? Because you get used to it later on.
Oh, no, I lie all the time. I just don't tell anyone I lie all the time.
Smart.
Anyways, so that was just a little complication I decided to throw at you. Just a little complication. You managed to get past that one, though. So you stroll on through the house and make me a perception check. I want to say a perception check from Willow.
Yeah, so they said that apparently the foundry exploded.
Okay, so Willow's foundry apparently exploded. Okay.
Yeah. My foundry exploded.
Like, for once, it's not me with the tentacle. I'm not sure whether I should be excited or scared.
Ada, Rat, and I May are all really distracted by all the shiny things, especially Rat. Rat, you are really distracted by all these shiny things. You find so many valuable things in this house, and it is really, really hard for you to not take something. I May, you find a book on glyphs and runes that is really, really enticing.
I May would definitely yoink that bitch.
And Ada is also noticed the same book and is like, can I take a look at that?
No. I just keep us, Ada. I found it first. This is mine.
Makoto, Willow, and Cuthbert, you notice something unusual about this grandfather clock that is standing in this foyer as you come in. It is standing on the left-hand side of this foyer, and this grandfather clock seems peculiar to you at first look.
Well, look at it closer.
As you look at it closer, what seems really peculiar to you, and what really kind of sends Cuthbert's mind racing, is you see on the face of this grandfather clock this design, this strange design that is an ornate golden relief of a crow, and to be continued next time on Mystimon Saga Hidden Archives. If you enjoyed today's show, how about you do us a favor and drop us a like and a comment and maybe consider subscribing. We would also love for you to join our Discord community. Catch our next episode live in 2 weeks on Thursday, or catch us on our podcast. Thank you, and we will see you next time. This has been a production of Mystimon Saga Studios. Mystimon Saga is copyrighted 1995 to 2025 by Seth R. Mitchell and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share Alike. The theme music used in this production is Shattered Glass by CJBeards. It is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. Ambience and other music used in this production was provided by Tabletop Audio and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Non-Derivatives. Pathfinder 2nd Edition role-playing game is written and distributed by Paizo. If you would like to learn more about Mystimon Saga, visit world.mystimonsaga.com.